have a physics engine in your game. You know what the Half-Life 2 box puzzles were missing? The boxes having giant exploding timers on them, and giant bottomless pits, and physics that don't realistically work. When you hit the ball, the timer goes down. When it hits the walls or the boxes, the timer goes down. When you let it just sit there, the fucking timer goes down. You can't take your time to finish this puzzle because the timer can run off on its own. And it's a bad idea to try to rush through it or get it done in a timely fashion, because one false move can hit the ball into a bottomless pit or hit the boxes or walls hard enough to take the timer down faster than usual. This isn't fun. This is the shit that you use to torture prisoners at Guantanamo Bay.
Wow. That's pretty fucking harsh.
Well, this is a harsh fucking game.
So moving on, man. After this, they go back down, and Silver sees Sonic, and he's like, "I'm gonna kick your ass," and you fight Sonic, which makes sense considering you fought Silver as Sonic. The difference this time is that Silver kicks the crap out of Sonic. Because Sonic doesn't understand the definition of dodging, and if you grab a bunch of tables and chairs and just throw it, good God, it's hilarious. It does make you feel a little bit better.
The fastest thing alive, people.
What?
Can't even dodge a fucking chair.
Anyway, so after Amy intervenes before you can kill Sonic, and she's all like, you know, Sonic would never do that. And then she runs off. And then Silver's like, oh, I'm sad now. Alright, so Silver gets all, you know, like, well, all lonesome, and then he, you know, decides, let's go to White Acropolis. I don't fucking know what. That's pretty uneventful, and it's just Silver and White Acropolis throwing shit. Like, you know, every other time. The only difference this time is that, Silver gets to run along the side of a wall. I don't think he should be able to do that, but, you know, whatever. The only really notable thing is that in White Acropolis you get to fight the Egg Genesis again. Great.
With a pretty bad camera, and you can't tell, and you can't properly throw shit at him.
That is what you do, though. That's how you win. No bouncing or anything. No jumping creatively. Just grab stuff and throw stuff at him.
What?
Very simple.
Fun.
There's like what? Why not have a move where he, you know, he drags flying enemies into the ground? Why not have a move where, you know, he launches stuff? Why not have him be able to deflect bullets? I mean, I know he can throw enemies' missiles back at them, but why not like you know, bullet deflection? There was so much more they could have done with just Silver's concept, and they just went with they just half-assed it. It's pathetic. So then we get to go back to your favorite level, man.
Not Radical Train. No. I hate Radical Train. I hate my life. What?
Silver.
Why do you do a right-scale puzzle with this fucking physics engine? Why? Why do you hate me, Sega?
Silver's just a Radical Train throwing stuff. That's about it. Seeing a pattern here. And then you get into that shadow fight and do the same thing you did with Sonic. You kick the shitty shit out of him by throwing shit. So then you get to do that one sciencey level with Silver, except he's chasing the Bliss. And then you get to see this scene where you see Elise's father seal a Bliss inside of his daughter to keep it from getting out. And in order to keep it from getting out, she must never cry under any circumstances.
Okay. I'll bite. It's an interesting concept on paper.
So okay, he does that, then he dies. Great. And then Silver takes her outside, meets up with Shadow, leaves her by a tree, but before going in the portal, Silver turns around and leaves behind a Chaos Emerald.
This is the biggest plot hole in the entire series. Okay. How did everything before this game happen if Elise had this Chaos Emerald the whole time?
None of it could have happened.
None of it could have happened.
They didn't have the blue emerald.
So, how did it happen?
I guess it didn't.
This makes no logical sense. Like, at all. I mean, how did... no.
Blaze.
So Silver goes back to the present time, meets up with Blaze, and decide they should help Sonic. So they meet up with Sonic, and Sonic's like, oh, that's cool, you tried to kill me twice, but, that's alright. And then you play through this fucking valley level. Oh! I'm sorry. Not yet. Silver has to do the trials first.
Oh, what the hell?
This is very important.
Okay, first of all, how did Sonic and Silver have to do the trials, but Shadow didn't?
Well, it's because Shadow...
Great case of affirmative action right there.
Yeah, exactly. Shadow doesn't give two shits. Fuck the rules. It's Shadow. Silver does do the 3 trials, except his are completely different from Sonic's. His are very unique, too.
Oh, let's hear him.
Alright, the first one, and by the way, I'm doing this from memory at this point, so I'm probably getting the names wrong. The first one, though, as I recall, is the Trial of Friendship. The goal is that Blaze is sealed inside a box, and you have to kill all the enemies around her.
She is incapable of getting herself out of the box.
She's stuck inside the box. See, I think that if anyone were in the box, Silver would have helped them. So I don't see why they're even testing this. Especially since right before this, Silver actually defended a character from a random town person from an onslaught of robots that were trying to fucking maul her. So yeah, one thing with that proving yourself thing really doesn't matter to these people. They're assholes to make you do this trial. So the next one is the trial of knowledge. It's a quiz.
Excuse me?
It's a quiz done. You ask the guy in the center a question. Ask the guy in the center, and he asks you a question. You answer the question you choose the answer by choosing either the right portal or the left portal. Much like the red pill or the blue pill. Except it's a question. And that's how you answer them, by going through the correct portal. One of the main problems here, other than the fact that this is stupid as hell and a waste of my godforsaken time, is that... it is impossible to get an S rank on this mission if you read any of the questions at all. In fact, if you do what I did and read all of them, just calmly, you think you're doing it fairly quickly, you will get a D. The only way to get any higher than, that is to not read the questions. And just know. It's great. So the last trial, which I fucking forget, is basically, the trial is you have to defeat a bunch of robots without any objects to throw. That's fine. You can still throw the missiles they shoot at you and the other robots into each other, so it really doesn't matter. Another waste of my time. And then you do the valley level. Yeah, great. You do the Silver, and you run through, and you do Sonic, and you do some areas, and this is all fucking wonderful! God, this is such a waste of my time. So then that cutscene happens where Silver points the obvious out to Sonic. And then after Sonic leaves, Silver and Blaze decide they're gonna go back to the future to stop the Seal Iblis. Now, this is where I'm bothered, because they go back to the same time period they were at. My question is, why not go earlier, to when Bliss first started destroying the world, and then seal him? You know, before the apocalypse?
Then they couldn't rehash it.
Oh, right! Then you couldn't do the frickin' volcano level again. I'm sorry. You do that, yes, that's great. You do the volcano level, you jump inside a volcano, and you find a Bliss, you gotta fight him. This fight is original, but is baggy as hell. And I really hate it. Really, really hate this fight.
You mean I could throw that? Oh, this game. Oh, this fucking game.
That's right. At some point during the fight, if Bliss decides to just say, fuck you, and destroy your platform, because I guess he's smarter than Eggman, and he throws a giant fucking boulder at you, and it looks like something you wouldn't be able to grab, given you've never been able to grab anything that big throughout the rest of the entire game, but that's how you totally stop him from destroying the platform. You grab the giant boulder and throw it back at him. First time, you're probably not going to realize that, and you'll lose automatically. Because the boulder hits, your platform's gone, and you lose immediately. It's retarded. So then the game ends with Blaze fading out into dust because I don't actually know why that happens now that I think about it. And Silver pushes out and ends on a very bittersweet note. And Silver's theme music plays. This is a good time to point out that, you know what? If there's anything that they did right, the music throughout the whole game, it's not bad.
It's actually really good.
It's really not bad. This is a pretty good music.
Now, it is worth mentioning, though, that this is the last time that the characters would have vocal themes to them. And the vocal themes for this game aren't as great as the previous ones.
The only one I really like is Silver's for some reason.
And to be quite honest, the only one I really like is Sonic's.
Great.
Which also applies as the game's main theme.
Yeah, because they couldn't redo a main theme like they did with LAOs. So they were still being kind of lazy there, I guess. They also use Sonic's theme all the fucking time. It's ridiculous. Like it's a cool theme at first, but stop overusing it. Anyway, that was as good a time as any to note that this whole game so far has been nothing but a test. Like, a test of your patience. How much can you tolerate? How much random crap are you going to have to be put through? Whether it be the story, whether it be the glitchy, nonchalant, lazy gameplay, whether it be the lack of redeemable cutscenes that flow properly, whether it be the new character sucking so much balls that you just want to kick his ass, whether it be everything else, just everything else. You know, it's just one big trial on the player. I don't care who you are. This is one big test to see how much bullshit you are going to be able to put up with. And I will say at this point, that a lot of people who aren't Sonic fans really don't understand that back when this game was first announced in the Sonic community, this game was hyped to shit. This, at the time, looked really good. I was really excited. This is the reason I bought my first 360, because I wanted to play this game.
Not even in the Sonic community, everyone in the gaming community was really getting hyped for this. This was the game that was being advertised that was going back to Sonic's roots. Like, this was supposed to be a big reboot for the franchise.
That's why they called it just Sonic the Hedgehog. Everyone calls it Sonic 06 now, because we don't want to refer to it as that, but that's what it was supposed to be. It's supposed to be back to his roots, back to the old style, and not only did they not do that, they didn't even do the new stuff well. It's retarded. So the final story starts out with Nephilim just standing there, being all like, I'm evil. He also has a purple Chaos Emerald, for whatever reason. The first fucking thing that happens, other than seeing, random characters talking or whatever, is that Sonic and Elise are walking back to presumably the city from, from when Sonic saved Elise from the egg carrier crashing. Mephiles makes something shine, comes out of the ground, and murders the living shit out of Sonic. Now, I should mention at this time, the only reason Silver was even in this goddamn game is that Mephiles' plan was to convince Silver to go back in time and to kill Sonic, to make Elise cry. That was his purpose, so he could release Iblis. Now, if it was this goddamn easy, why bother bringing Silver into it at all? Why waste your time?
And, okay, the whole Elise can't cry plot. It's a clever idea on paper until you realize this realistically wouldn't work. What child, through their lifetime, wouldn't cry at least once? And how do you cry over a guy that you just met that same day, but not cry over your father's death? So, Sonic has been through a lot over the years. Am I right? He's defeated a god. He went through a government conspiracy. He fought an entire army of robots. He's fought an entire army of aliens. And the one thing that kills him is he got distracted by something shiny. Go fuck yourself, Sega, for insulting my intelligence. Fuck off. Fuck you. Fuck this game.
So Mephiles flies up and fuses with Iblis, and Solaris shows up, because, remember, they both make up two halves of Solaris, don't ask me how that works. And it turns out, Solaris is not just a sun god, he's a time god. Okay. So, this fucking god is made up of one part lava monster, one part shadow creature, and put them together, you get a god that's not only the god of the sun, but also the god of time.
Quick, someone call Blinks the Time Sweeper.
We don't talk about that game.
Gotta make an obscure reference to some failed mascot every video.
No, you don't. Was Croc even a failed mascot?
He only had 2 games.
Was he a mascot at all, though?
Go fuck yourself.
Anyway, so alright. So everyone shows up in the middle of this space-time riff where Eggman starts explaining what's going on because apparently he knows shit. By the way, okay, the entire universe,
what are you doing here?
time itself is breaking down,
All because of Solaris.
and everything was scattered. What I want to fucking know is what kind of twist of fucking fate had to happen so that every goddamn character in this game, including fucking Silver, who's not even in their time period, shows up at this one location.
Budget cut?
Shut up! Oh, and Blaze isn't here, because God forbid you bring back one of the few redeemable characters. So they start talking, and Eggman uses his super awesome glasses.
That scene is unfucking believable. That is the only time those fucking glasses did anything. And it was glorious.
So Eggman basically, uses his glasses to find all the scattered Chaos Emeralds, and they basically decide, we could totally bring back Sonic with the Chaos Emeralds, because Elise says, he's not dead yet, I can still sense him in the wind.
I'm sure of it.
Okay,
It's not
okay, sweetie. He got impaled by a goddamn energy beam.
Back with the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
I know there's no wound there, but I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Focus your thoughts on using its power to...
So anyway, then you get treated to the final level of this game. You remember back in SA2,
We have to find
really every other game before this, whenever they did this thing where you play a certain amount of levels, certain different story arcs, and you get this final area, you get treated to a really awesome original final boss fight or like an SA2, you get treated to this all-new level using all the characters. Well, you know what? You know what they did? You know what they did for this game? They decided, you know what? Despite we have the entire goddamn universe to work with, and we can create a really, really cool level for the final act, instead, guess what you do? With each character, you run through a different, rehashed, fucking level as you fucking play throughout the rest of the game. You get to play fucking Wave Ocean, Radical Train. Actually, no. Nick! The one level you don't play through at this part is Radical Train!
Hallelujah!
Okay!
Hallelujah!
Okay, so every level that isn't Radical Train, you play through. You play through the sand level. You play through fucking jungle level. You play through every level that you play through the whole game, except Radical Train. But yeah, they rehashed the levels from the rest of the game. So, okay, Sega. So your idea for the final act of this game is to make us play through levels that we already had to play through repeatedly this whole time. That's great. That's fucking great. And way to fucking treat the player. You know, we were patient this whole goddamn time. You know, we put up with your fucking glitchy ass physics. We put up with all this fucking bullshit. We put up with this fucking plot that made no godforsaken sense this whole time just to get this. As one big final fuck you to everyone who sat through this shit. We just get to play through the same shit we just fucking played through. What the hell is the fucking point? Why have the level at all? The goal of each stage is to play as a different character and to get the stupid Chaos Emeralds. The only thing that fucking changes as you play through, you have to light up different eagle statues, or else space-time rip will show giant eyeballs that will try to suck you in, and they kill you instantly regardless of how many rings you have. Which, by the way, is a real fucking pain in the ass to deal with. But that's the only goddamn difference. I've played these levels already, I don't want to fucking play it again! So after you get done with that fucking shit, you get treated to another goddamn cutscene where they get all the emeralds together, and Elise starts praying and, you know, convincing the emeralds to help them revive Sonic. And then she totally makes out with him. And somehow the kiss and the emeralds bring him back to life as Super Sonic. And then he gets together with Silver and Shadow, and they go to kick Solaris' ass. By the way, as we're doing this, I need to mention something. When they first suggested fighting Solaris, Eggman said it's probably not possible. Because Solaris is an interdimensional being that exists across time. Past, present, and future. So he's everywhere. That makes him impossible to kill, basically. Silver says, earlier, that I'll destroy them all at once! Okay, good luck with that. Now, the idea here is that Shadow is fighting Solaris in the past, Sonic is fighting him in the present, and Silver's fighting him in the future. That would make any sense, except that the only one who could possibly succeed at their objective is Sonic. See, the thing about the past and the future is that they go on basically indefinitely. So each and every microsecond, you're fighting a different Solaris. Sonic can fight the one in the here and now, but fighting the one in the future would mean be fighting every Solaris that exists in every moment of every time in the future. And the same can be said for the fucking past, going back to the beginning of time itself. By all accounts, according to Robotnik's explanation, this literally is impossible. Oh, but you do it. You do it. 3 different characters and you do it.
Oh, it doesn't help that this is, by far, I don't know about you, Josh, but this is probably the worst super fight in any of the 3D Sonic games.
It's pretty bad. The game basically forces you to switch between characters, because suddenly Solaris will randomly become immune to certain characters' attacks. Silver is the worst to play as, because Silver doesn't get any benefit from being super. He still has his psychic powers. He grabs rocks and he throws them. You do the same damn thing and get the whole fucking game as Silver. You grab shit and throw it back at them. Grab shit, throw it back at them. What the hell? You couldn't give him anything different. Nothing new in his super form. What the hell is the point of him being super? Oh, he can fly and glow now. That's fucking great. I'm still doing the same fucking shit. He might as well be standing on a platform. It doesn't fucking matter. Shadow has really powerful Chaos Spheres. That's new. I like that. I can appreciate that. And Sonic just rams into him. Because that's what Sonic's good for, I guess. That's what you do the whole time.
It's all you, Shadow.
Then you win, eventually. And then the final cutscene happens, and this final cutscene, first of all, goes on for fucking eternity. And basically, in a nutshell, what happens is, Sonic and Elise only get transported to some point in history where Solaris was but a tiny flame. And Elise basically says if they blow it out, the whole none of the incident will ever happen, and the flames disaster will never occur, and Eggman won't have a reason to attack. So basically, if she blows it out, this entire shitfuck that you just fucking played never happened. She blows it out. So the whole point of the story was to make it so that the game never happened. And then the moon shows up, pissing everyone off by existing. Great way to end it, segment. Great way to end it. So closing thoughts, Nick. Closing thoughts.
To be perfectly honest, even though that this is the worst of the 3D Sonic games, I wouldn't dare call it the single worst Sonic game, period.
Sonic Blast! Excuse me. Sonic Arm! I got a really bad cough. Anyway, I would agree with Nick. But that still doesn't excuse what this piece of shit is. Over time being on YouTube, I've gotten a lot of people to disagree with me about this game. Cause amazingly, I'll never understand this. There are people that like this game. And usually, I would be okay with that. Except, I just don't understand how you can like this game. I don't get it. I truly don't understand how you could sit there and take in this game's bullshit and be like, yeah, that was fun. I don't get it. Maybe you're just casual gamers, and I understand that. I understand people like different things. Other people have different tolerance levels. But at the end of the day, I will say this: the vast majority of the Sonic game community and the gaming community in general despise this game. It disappointed Sonic fans, and it cemented. At the time, most regular gamers believed Sonic was done after this game because this game was that bad. Like they'd already gotten their fill from Sonic Heroes and Shadow, especially, and then Riders. God forbid we talk about that. And then this happened, and Sega released an unfinished product. And you know what? You don't really make me mad about this whole thing. Despite the plot holes, I would have been able to get past that if the game had been fucking fun to play. If it was a competent fucking game, without the ability to walk loops, without me phasing through shit, without me getting stuck on objects for no reason, without me managing to glitch and glide for eternity as certain characters, without all that, if the game itself was genuinely fun to play and I didn't feel like I was struggling and dying unfairly, I probably would have been okay with it. I might have actually liked the game, despite the plot, despite the characterization, despite all that. Had it been a genuinely fun game to sit down and play, I might not hate it so much. But it doesn't even do that. There is not a single part of this game that I thought was fun. Except, not once. The only part I liked was the Mephiles fight as Shadow. And honestly, most of Shadow's plotline, because it's the only plotline that makes any semblance of sense. It's just a bad game. And hopefully, if fate smiles upon me, I will never have to talk about it ever again. Because doing 3 reviews on the same game seems a little bit excessive to me. But I think we've been detailed enough, right, Nick?
I think so.
Yeah. covered the whole thing. I think pretty much. So hopefully, this will be the final time I ever have to discuss the game in great detail.